Yeah, and I'm pretty familiar with your day in terms of just itinerary. Was there something, what, so far, how's it been?
It's been great, you know, and I think it's important that I continue to be in areas that are, feel that a little more neglected by the state, I would have to say. I'm a Western New Yorker, and I think for a long time people thought that Albany only realized there was the state capital in New York City, that upstate New York, Western New York, Southern Tier were, you know, just ignored. And I'm so proud that under our governor, he has really changed that dynamic, and picking me as a Western New Yorker for starts, who's very familiar with these counties, you know, some used to camp in Allegheny State Park all the time, and come down to, you know, Rock City and bring the kids down here and go on the river. And so I'm very familiar with this area, but to be able to come back here on behalf of the governor and give a lot of attention to places like Alfred University was a very significant announcement today that's going to help them remain on the cutting edge or stay ahead of the curve on the advanced manufacturing, particularly ceramics. So they're gonna, that announcement's gonna be a game changer for them. So I was happy to do that, but also, you know, to go back over to St. Bonaventure, which I knew for a long time was a rival of some of our local colleges. I used to watch a lot of Bonnie games when they played, I used to call it the Little Three, Niagara and Canisius, and went to a lot of games. So I'm a real basketball fan. So it's great to be back at Bonaventure. And, you know, obviously I've been in Olean in the past, and it's really great to see the resurgence of a community like this. And I see a lot of parallels here with my own hometown of Hamburg, which had a great time, you know, great lifespan, but then declined very quickly around the 80s and early 90s. And to see areas like Olean be able to come back with the roundabouts, which we had in Hamburg and scared the heck out of everybody in Hamburg when they were first proposed.
Well, we were going to ask you.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my things.
Well, I can answer it because I'll tell you, there used to be signs in people's front lawns, you know, stamp out the roundabouts. And people really thought this was going to be a failed experience. And we have probably more in any community in the state of New York. We have about 5 roundabouts. So they literally removed all traffic lights on our 2 main arterials, Main and Buffalo Street. And traffic moves so smoothly, it's incredible. If people are like, why didn't we have these right from the beginning? So there's definitely a learning curve, there's an adjustment, then there's acceptance, and then there's realization that this makes sense because the traffic just continuously flows through our community, but at a slower pace. And the business owners, it's at a pace that gives you a chance to look and see the storefronts, which is important. And I knew this because one of the reasons I got into politics in the first place as an elected official was my mother had started a small shop in the village of Hamburg, and we had a lot of vacant storefronts. We were surrounded by vacant storefronts. And when they started proposing things like you know, the new DOT project, which was going to shut down our main streets for about 2 years, we were very concerned about that. So I decided to get involved locally, and that's what led me to run for town council. But so I understand from the business point of view, there's a lot of trepidation. They're worried about people going to forget we're here, how are we going to survive any kind of closure. But if there's any experience to draw from, it's short-term pain, long-term gain, because our community, which was, you know, an average little village growing up, now they're recognized nationally for having the charm of the downtown that never existed before. And I think the infrastructure was the first part of that, and the streetscapes and making it more walkable, allowing people to cross easier, and so and having bike paths. So it really changed. And then people started taking pride in their downtown area, and I'm really excited about North Union and how people are acquiring some of the buildings. That are, you know, Jeff Belt was telling about some of the properties he's going to get, the Mara buildings. So he's, you know, there's great potential there, and I think people should feel a sense of optimism now. They really should. If they grew up here and felt that, you know, businesses are leaving and the downtowns are decaying, I think that era is over, and I'm really pleased to see that when I come to an area that I know well, like Western New York.